Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. If you guys recognize this cabinet, you probably watched my last video. I brought you guys along when I went to go pick this up. This is my new medicine cabinet. You guys probably saw a couple clips in my last video of my crazy, messy medicine shelf. Well, today I'm actually moving everything into this cabinet. I filmed myself doing that in my last video, but I was cleaning everything when I was putting it in. So I had a stank face the whole time throughout that part of the video because everything was so gross and dirty. So when I was wiping it down, I had like a stank face on, and I was trying to rush because I felt like the video was getting really long. So I decided to just delete that, upload the footage that I had, and then refilm this part showing you guys what we keep, what kinds of meds we have, what we use them for, all that stuff. It's just a disclaimer, I am not a vet, I'm not a medical professional. I'm gonna do the best that I can. I'm trying to give accurate information on this stuff, but don't take my word for it. Always consult your vet, and yeah. Oh wait, another disclaimer. If you see this dirty door back here, we have to get that replaced. This whole tack room is a fixer-upper. Just keep that in mind if you see this gross door behind me. I've talked way too much. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna show you guys is this betadine solution. We keep a lot of betadine. It's what we mostly use to clean the wounds whenever one of the horses gets hurt. If they got a cut, a scrape, something bloody, we always use betadine to clean it. Before, we were using iodine, but our vet actually told us that it's better to use betadine. So yeah, this one is from, I don't know what the brand is. It just says veterinary on the side. I prefer the betadine scrub. You guys have seen me use this a couple times in my videos, cleaning Ronnie's head wound and Yankee's leg wound. I don't know if you guys have seen those videos, but I like using the betadine scrub because I like seeing it get all soapy, and I don't know, I like seeing the suds. Because this is more of a solution, this is more of a scrub, but I think they both do the same thing. Next up, I'm just gonna mention the iodine again. This one is from Priority Care. It's just a Providone iodine solution. We have a little bit left. I just keep it here just in case, but again, we mostly use the betadine. Next up, we have Vetricin eye wash. I really like using this when the horse's eyes are getting really watery or irritated by flies or anything like that. It says it's for flushing and cleaning irritations and wounds to the eye. So obviously you can't put ointments and any of that stuff around their eyes, so this is perfect for that. We also have the other Vetricin, the one that's for wounds. I can't find it right now, but yeah. Let me apologize for the bottles. I tried cleaning them as much as possible in my last video, like I said, but this is as clean as it's gonna get, so yeah, Vetricin. Alright, next up we have Keratex Hoof Gel. This helps prevent hooves from softening in wet, muddy conditions. Regular use will assist the horse in fighting the effects of everyday life on hooves, such as climate, stabling, schooling, and road work. So where we used to board in South Florida, the ground wasn't too good, so every time it rained, everything would flood and it would stay mucky and wet for a while. So we would use this to keep their hooves nice and strong, and this was actually a recommendation from our previous farrier. We no longer use it just because here it doesn't flood as much, so the horses have really good hooves. So yeah, we just keep it just in case we ever need it again. Next up, we have this Bigeloil Oil, the Professional's Liniment. It reduces pain and swelling of sore muscles, joints, legs, and arthritis, and it's excellent under wraps. This is a topical pain relief liquid. So this is good after a long workout or your horse is feeling a little sore or something like that. I haven't used it too much, so I can't tell you how good it is. It's good to keep on hand if you notice any soreness or swelling. Alright, next up we have another Keratex Hoof Hardener. This is just a smaller bottle. I think they're the same thing. Actually, this is a gel and this is just a solution. This says it's for soundness and reliability. Again, it strengthens and protects shod and unshod hooves, prevents cracks and hoof breakage so that shoes stay on tight and the horse remains sound. We don't really use shoes, but this is mostly, again, if their hooves start to soften in rainy, muddy weather. Now to apply that stuff, we just have this little brush. We just dip it in the hoof hardener and then just brush it on their hooves. Alright, next up we have, it's all scratched up, but this is Wonder Dust. Let me get a new one. This is a better bottle. The label is still on. Open cuts, surface wounds, granulated tissue, proud flesh, capillary bleeding. So what I like to use this for is for wounds that are too moist. This is perfect for that because it's like a powder, so it sticks on. And usually if you're trying to use ointments on moist wounds that are still bloody or they're just moist, it doesn't stick. So this is perfect for that. I love using this and it works really well. So I have a couple. I don't know why. I haven't even finished this one and I already opened this one. Oh my gosh. I also have the older version of this. I don't know if the formula is different, but I think it is the same. It's from Farnham and it's Wonder Dust, but the packaging is different. And next we have Corona. This is perfect to keep around. This is for minor cuts, sores, burns, chapping, and dry skin. It helps promote healing, soothes irritated skin, prevents drying and cracking, creates a barrier against insects, moisture, and dirt, and no gloves needed to apply. Every time I see a little cut or scrape, I always apply this, but to be honest, I actually prefer the squeezy tube version of this better just because it's less less messy. I find that tubs like this get really dirty and gross and messy so much faster as opposed to the squeezy tubes. So I like to keep the squeezy tube in my grooming kit. I think I actually showed it on my What's in My Grooming Kit video. I think I did. But this is just a new tub that we have. Just in case we run out of that, I guess we'll finish this. But I think I'm gonna repurchase the squeezy tube. Again, we have just another betadine solution. Next, we have this No Thrush. It says first ever dry formula. Natural, fast, easy, and clean. Attacks bacteria and eliminates the moisture where it hides. So usually, again, in very muddy, rainy weather, horses' hooves can develop thrush. So in order to treat this, we have this No Thrush. Thankfully, we haven't experienced thrush too often lately, but it is very common, so it's good to keep on hand. Next up, we have another one. This is Thrush Stop. Gel formula penetrates hooves tissue with the blue stain to show where you may need to reapply as the color fades. Alright, next up we have these tablets. This is metronidazole. I think that's how you pronounce it. This was actually prescribed from our vet. Ziggy stepped on a nail. Thankfully, the nail didn't go too deep, but in order to prevent infection, she gave us these tablets, and we would crush it and pack it into the hole that the nail left in the hoof. Now we have this cool little gadget. This is to crush tablets and pills and stuff like that. This little contraption, you put the pill in there and then you screw this on and keep on screwing until it crushes the pill. To be honest, sometimes it doesn't work too well, but it's good to have on hand. It kind of helps out with the crushing process, but it does take some elbow grease. Next up we have Bev's Equine Salve. It's a natural product. It shields the wound immediately, accelerates scab formation, reduces pain and inflammation, eliminates or minimizes scarring, and helps prevent infection. So this is actually a little tub I bought from the feed store. I heard really great things, so I wanted to try it out, so I got the small size. I've only used it a couple times. I like that it's natural. It's like this powdery consistency. It does tend to dry out, but you just add a little sprinkle of water, mix it, and then that's how I use it. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to use it, but that's how I've been using it. Alright, next up I have some gloves. I just threw the box out because the box was all beat up. Some ointments tell you not to use your fingers, so again, it's good to keep gloves on hand, and plus gloves are super handy. You never know when you might need them, so gloves. Next up we have this Alu Shield, convenient water resistant aerosol bandage that creates a protective barrier against external irritant agents and wounds in small and large animals. So this is super cool. It's like a silver spray paint. It creates a shield, a barrier. You just spray it on. It helps keep bugs off because that tends to irritate their wounds. So this is awesome. And if you have a little nick that won't stop bleeding on your horse, this also helps to stop that. Next up we have silver sulfadiazine cream. These are prescribed by your vet, I think. This was an older one and this is the newer one we got. This is good for proud flesh. If you have like a summer sore, a Florida sore, or anything like that, usually it'll start to develop some proud flesh. I think it was for Yankee, I don't remember, but he prescribed this little ointment for us. He says to use this the first couple of days and then you can move on to a Corona or any kind of topical ointment, I think. I'm not too sure, I don't remember exactly, but I think this is what this is for. This one's from the brand Ascend. Alright, next up we have this absorbent blue lotion, and this is from the brand McTarnahans. Oh my god, I suck at pronouncing this stuff. This is a counter irritant liniment in a thick non-greasy formula to be used as an aid in the temporary relief of minor soreness and stiffness caused by overexertion. So yeah, this is another liniment. So you just kind of apply this on the area that you notice they're feeling sore in, or on their legs or anything like that. So these two are kind of used for the same thing. Next up we have Bannock. You guys saw me talk about this in one of my previous videos. This is for wounds, fungus, scratches, rain rot, and ringworm, ear infections, and hot spots, for bacterial and fungal infections. So I actually bought this for Brandy. She was having some weird skin issues. I talked about it in one of my videos. I forgot which one it was. I'll try to find all the videos I mentioned in this video and leave them in the comments below. A lot of you guys said that you love this and it worked great for you, so I'm gonna try using this for a longer period of time because I don't think I used it long enough. If they ever get another skin problem, I'm definitely gonna try this again because you guys told me you loved it, so I'm doing it. Alright, next up we have some Butte. The long name is phenylbutazone. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly, but people usually call this Butte. So this is usually used for pain relief if your horse got injured or something like that and they're hurting. You just scoop this and put it into their feed. Again, I think this is prescribed by your vet. I'm not too sure, but yeah, this is really good to keep on hand. They also sell Butte in like a paste formula in a syringe, so you can also use that one. And then they have the powder, which is this one. Alright, next up we have some neem oil, organic pure neem oil. This stuff smells gross. I honestly don't know what Rob used this for. before. I think he wanted to try it on Rainrod, but I don't know if he ended up using it long enough to see if it worked or if it actually worked. I have to ask him, but I'll let you guys know if it worked out or not. All right, next up we have this cream. Everything is rubbed off. I think it says Floridasaur for topical use in horses only. Use as directed. Wear rubber gloves. I think this is prescribed by your vet. I can't see the name of it. It's like this really bright pink cream, and it's used for Floridasaurs. I'm scared to touch it now since it said to use gloves. I hope I didn't get it on my hands. Next up, we have some vet wrap. We actually have to go buy more. This is our last one. Vet wrap is something super important. You definitely need this in your little medicine cabinet. Next up, I have this Silver Equine Animal Wound Dressing Gel. It says it's for minor cuts, lacerations, abrasions, first and second degree burns, and skin irritation. I haven't tried them yet, so I can't tell you how good it works, but I think these were 2 little samples I got at a feed store. Let me know if you guys have used it, if you like it. I'm gonna definitely give this a try. All right, next up we have some alcohol and some hydrogen peroxide. We don't use this on the horses. I don't know why we have it here, but I was told that this isn't really too good to use on horses. I guess hydrogen peroxide is good to have for other things. Alcohol, again, we don't really use this on the horses when it comes to wounds. This is really good for if your horse is having a heat stroke or overheating. I've heard people using this to cool them off. Alcohol on them and scrape it off. Alcohol and scrape it off. Let me know if I'm right about that. I'm not too sure, but I have heard of people using it like that. Next up we have this Spherozone. This is an antibacterial preparation for topical application. This is good for the prevention or treatment of surface bacterial infections of wounds, burns, and cutaneous ulcers. I'm not sure if I said that right. This is also something we use just like Corona. This is a little bit more intense. Next up we have this tub. I have no idea what it is. The writing is rubbed off. I know for sure Rob probably knows what this is. It's like a clear gel. It's all rubbed off. Sorry. Next up we have SWAT. This is a fly repellent ointment for wounds and sores. Again, this is to keep the bugs off. I haven't used it that much. This is Banamine. Again, this is for pain relief. If they just had surgery or if they're hurting or something. This is prescribed by your vet. And this is an injectable solution, but you can also give it orally. We just have it on hand in case of an emergency. And we would usually just give this to the horses orally. And I think it's like 10 cc's or something like that orally. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me. Consult your vet. Who was this for? I don't remember who we got this for, but yeah. Next up we have these cotton rolls. I love using cotton rolls to clean the horse's wounds. You guys have seen me use this a couple times. I just kind of break out a piece, put some betadine scrub on it, wet it, and that's what I'll use to clean the wounds, and I'll scrub it really well with that. This is also good to wrap the horse's legs. When Dooley got hurt pretty bad, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story. I'll make sure to film a video talking about it. He hurt his legs so bad to the point where we almost had to put him down. The vet was amazing. Like, he did everything to like make sure he survived that, and that was one of the things he used. So he would put medicine, a gauze pad, then a gauze roll, a cotton roll, and then vet wrap. It was like intense. It was like this whole process, but it worked really well and he healed perfectly. So we just like to keep that there just in case. But what I usually use it for is again for cleaning the wounds. Next up is this brown gauze. We mostly use this to wrap the wounds. Before I was using this to clean. It's such a hassle because you have to unroll it, cut the piece that you need, as opposed to just cotton. I can literally like just pull a piece out. And now we use this to wrap their leg if they're hurt. Talking about that, I'll move on to these gauze pads. We only have 2 left, so we have to go buy some more. We actually got these from CVS. These are sterile gauze pads. When the horses are injured, I'll usually clean it with the betadine, put on an ointment like Corona, and then apply the gauze pad and then start wrapping it. This is awesome, and I love these because they're so handy. Like literally you just open the packet and you have a perfectly sterile ready gauze pad. I love keeping these. We have to buy some more. Next up, wrapping tape. What would you call this? Elasticon? That's what it says inside. I think I also bought this at CVS. This we'll use for horses who like to mess with their vet wrap. For example, Dixie, she's very prone to summer sores and stuff like that. When we wrap her leg, she likes to mess with it and she takes it off completely. And then I'll go ahead and wrap a light layer of this and then the vet wrap. Obviously, you never want to do anything too tightly. You could definitely cut off their circulation and it can be very dangerous. But yeah, this is perfect because this is a lot harder for her to remove since it's very sticky. It's very sticky, so this has helped a lot with her because she can't take it off. It lasts a really long time because again, we only use like 1 pass to wrap it. Next up, we have this little syringe. This is perfect if you have to give them pills for their medicine and they won't eat it in their food. You can use this thing to crush it up. Or if you guys saw in Ronnie's head injury video, you can use something like this and you can put the pills inside here, add water, and it'll dissolve, and then you can just give it to the horse orally. This is awesome to keep on hand. MTG, MTG. This is awesome. I use this for rain rot or any kind of skin issues. This is from the brand Shapley's for fungus, rain rot, girth itch, scratches, sweet itch, tail rubbing, dry skin, bug bites, mane and tail growth, conditioning, and detangling. That was a mouthful. It has so many uses. It's so good. The only thing is it's so messy and greasy and it's hard to take off your hands, but it does what it says it does. It works really well, so I just kind of use gloves or something like that. All right, next up we have more tape. This is adhesive tape, 5 yards, waterproof. Again, sometimes we like to use this to just double up on the vet wrap if the horse is messing with it. This is good to have. Next up we have a dewormer. This is equine ivermectin paste. It's to deworm horses. You have to buy some more because I think it's almost time to deworm them. This is Masty Clear. I have no idea what that is. It's US Vet. Rob probably knows, but it's just another syringe. Penicillin G, Procaine, and sesame oil. I don't know what that is, but next up we have scissors to cut the gauze or vet wrap or tape or anything like that. You need scissors. All right, next up we have this Proud Flesh ointment from Proud Soft. I haven't used this that much, so I don't know how well it works. I think Rob has used this before. Alright you guys, that is it for my med stuff. Hopefully I don't have anything else lying around. I tried to look everywhere to make sure I didn't miss anything because ever since we moved we've kind of had things thrown around. But yeah, if you guys have tried any of these products, let me know what you think about them, if you like them, if you hate them. If you guys have something in your med kit that you think I should definitely keep in mind, leave them in the comments below, let me know. I hope this video gave you some ideas on what to keep in your medicine kit. Again, always consult your vet before using any products. Don't take my word for it. I'm just showing you guys what we have and what we use it for. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please, please, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to comment letting me know if I'm missing something. Let a girl know, okay? Alright, so I think it's time for me to put this stuff away, right? Alright you guys, so let me show you how I organize my medicine cabinet. I just put the cotton rolls up there. On this side is all the Hoof stuff. Over here is all the betadine. Over here I have the liniments, the skin issue stuff, the MTG, the Bandages, Vetricin. Over here, since we don't really use this for the horses, I put it on that side. And then this cool little drop down part that I love. Over here, the Wonder Dust powders, the ointments, the aerosol thing, bevs, the silver sulfadizine. I love the cubbies. In this cubby I have the vet wrap and all that stuff. In this one I have scissors and gloves. Once I get more, I'm just gonna put all the gauze pads lined up right there. But for now I just put the last two that we have. And then the syringe, the dewormer, and this other syringe thing, the gauze. And that's just stuff that we've got from the vet, so I put it all in this corner. And that is it, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you guys wanna see all my grooming stuff, like all the shampoos that we have, all the conditioners, all the detanglers, all of that stuff, let me know and I'll do another video showing you guys all of that, because I think I'm gonna put all that stuff in here as well, but I didn't want to show you all of it in one video because I didn't know how long it was gonna be. So hopefully this video isn't too long on its own. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.